Really
Evening.
computer. So we're live, but
Live.
the intro didn't go. Let me try it.
Yay! Worked. You have to unmute yourself. You're still muted, Paul.
There we go.
Better. Okay, good. You. All right. Happy bank holiday.
My happy bank holiday, mate. That's it. My computer is slow today.
I know what's going on. That's never happened before.
I'm on my old computer.
So we got a big night tonight. Then we got 3 big topics.
Yeah, big topics. Big topics that people love to see. So, first one,
haircut trends.
Haircut trends.
Second
one,
hair color trends.
Hair color trends.
Over this.
Third one.
Yes, online academy, baby.
Yeah, so that'll be something that we've delved into, but we'll be talking a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
Later this evening. But yeah, are you all good, mate?
Where is the sexy beast?
He's
the comment.
Yeah, I'll bring the comment so everybody can see that he's in the house.
Yes, Mark, we have to get on a live with this. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I wonder if you would one time. Let us know, Mark. Would you come on a live?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I was thinking. Oh, my mum's just jumped in as well. Hey, Mum.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm out with my friends today, so I can watch you both. Thanks, Mum.
Nice. Always a pleasure, Suze.
So I was thinking when we did the live and uncut, we used to do like house rules at the beginning, everything like that. Of like and share it. So yeah, we'll do it now. If you're watching it on anywhere, just like it. Click the share button because it also sends it to other people. Would much appreciate it.
As much love as you can send.
Yeah, there is also StreamYard. If you're watching it on a mobile, I think like bottom right, if you tap a little icon, it shows love hearts. I was watching the updates today. Yeah. And you know, with the online webinar that we've got scheduled, that can now be customized to our branding. So there's a lot of things coming. So
I just can't keep up with you. I literally cannot keep up with you.
Well, I just, mate,
you're involved with. And I won't even talk about the new pedal.
No one knows about the pedal yet.
The pedal's awesome, though. I love it.
It comes on Thursday, so I should be able to for lives where I'm actually
in the studio.
I mean, in the studio, when I can be doing hair, I can literally, hopefully, tap my foot on a pedal and it will change camera instantly. So
yeah. He's going to be the Ed Sheeran of the YouTube world, I think. The cameras, it's going to be like mixing real life mixes, but in visual, not on audio.
Well, that's the thing. Cool. I've wanted with what I'm doing in this studio. I'm trying to create something that is like least editing as possible, and just when I do lives, it seem as if it's pre-recorded. So, but it's not. It's live. I want to create this seamless education experience, and I'm learning every single week. So
every single day. Every single week.
Every single day I am, but yeah, I'll bring it to everyone every single week.
We talk daily, and there's always something, mate. I've just found this. You wouldn't believe this. I've just found this new thing. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I just found this new button. What if I do this? So, can we get a drum roll thing?
Well, yeah. Also, yeah, found this today. So, what we could do is we could do, but I can't hear it my end. So look,
Jerry Springer. Poor Jerry. Another one's gone. Jerry's gone.
Yeah, shame.
Sad times.
Shame. Right. I
met Jerry Springer once.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't meet him. I said hello to him. I was in LA on Rodeo Drive, and I was just window shopping. And he came out of a shop that I was looking at. And generally look at somebody, you think, I know you. Yeah. But I'm in LA. How could I possibly know you? And it was him. He was quite a tall guy, actually. He must be about 6'1", 6'2". So he was taller than I thought. And I said, oh, hi. And he just said, oh, hi. But he must happen to him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, do you think it's your mate? Because he was at that point, he was on British TV all of the time. And I was like, oh, hi. And thinking he was a friend or somebody I knew because there were some other people shopping. I thought, I know this guy. But it was Jerry Springer. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. But talking about that, it is funny, isn't it? When you see a celebrity or someone and it's like, oh, hey, oh, no, you don't know me.
You don't know me. Exactly. Yeah, that's happened before. So,
yeah.
So what are the big haircut trends then? Let's talk about those. Let's go through. There's a few.
Yeah, so the first topic of tonight's podcast is going to be haircut trends and the biggest haircut trends predicted by Glamour magazine. And I suppose Glamour magazine is a real big magazine. I don't know if it's global, but
yeah, it is global, I think.
Yeah. We wanted to delve into some spaces where you guys would probably get inspiration and bring it into the salon. So we want to bring it to you and discuss it with you, really. So with these trends, is it something that's going to be big? Is it something that you're going to see coming into the salons and also give you inspiration and us inspiration for doing some videos for haircuts? So let's bring it up. The first one is Cub Cut, and I love the name.
Yeah, Cub Cut's amazing. Yeah. So it's basically like a shorter wolf cut.
Yeah.
But again, it's a kind of a mullety feel. She's beautiful, though, right? This model.
Well, yeah, and the color on it as well. We're going to talk colors in a bit, but the color on Asian hair. So she must obviously be level 1, 2, 3, or 4, and to get that, it's beautiful.
Yes, it is stunning, and she's got it in the golden hour as well with the picture and the lighting's really good. But the shape is really I think that this shape is really going to be massive for people with shorter hair. I haven't seen a lot of it. I don't know if you've seen Sophia Hilton recently. She just had a haircut by Dove Palmer. Have you seen that haircut
live? Yeah.
It's not a dissimilar look to that. Only Dove has left it with a longer fringe. So the actual technique is the same about the sectioning pattern, the actual haircutting. But Dove Palmer and Sophia Hilton basically left out the front hairline and then hand sort of connected that, with a bit of disconnection. But it's almost identical haircut other than the long fringe. I actually love it with the longer fringe, but that one there, that Cub Cut on that particular model looks awesome. And again, that's down to suitability, isn't it? She can really, she can take that short shape,
But talking about that, so coming a client bringing this picture into the salon, I can imagine that will get hashtagged and tagged as a mullet. So what would you say differentiates it, or is it just basically a new name?
I think it's basically a new name, but I think actually what with a haircut like this is the technical aspect of it. I think that there's a massive technical aspect to that haircut. Same with this one, and there's a formula. There's almost like a pattern you follow. And how I explained it to my customer recently. Actually, I got a customer, but I'm editing it at the moment. I think I sent you a still of it, which is a similar look, but it's a bit longer. And I was talking to her, and I said about hairdressers cut to patterns.
Yeah.
And it's all about the pattern. A bit like a dressmaker. If a dressmaker's cut a certain pattern, then a hairdresser do the same thing. you can adapt that pattern to different shapes. So you can cut it in a square, triangular, or round shape. But the pattern of the hair of the section or the sections where you've put them out, and then how you follow that pattern around, that's how you get continuity in your work. Excuse me. And so that's one of the big things. And this is what these haircuts do. They follow a pattern. You can use different lengths, different textures, and I think that's amazing how it works. But, the cub cut, I actually love the name. It's like a wolf cut. It's a shorter wolf cut, which makes it cheeky. And call it cub cut. That's really quite cool. I like that.
Yeah. And Mark's just said they've got the magazine in America, so that's cool. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Louis just jumped on and said, "Hey guys,
hi, how are you doing?"
I was talking to Louis. Louis, is it Louis or Louis?
Louis, I would say.
Yeah, I would say Louis.
I could be wrong.
I know because of the S.
Yeah, I got a friend who spells it the same way, and they call him Lewis. So he actually plays for rugby for Wales. Lewis Samet, but the commentators keep on calling him Louis, and his mum and dad always says Lewis.
Yeah, it's because obviously in the UK it's Lewis for Lewis. But yeah, I mean as well it can be spelt that way.
Cool,
but with Lewis, we were talking on Instagram the other week, and he's got really, obviously you can see in the picture, really nice long hair, and he just put in a bit of a bangs.
Right, it's Louis. It's short for Louis.
Louis.
Yeah, Louis.
Cool.
Like it, love it. That's like my friend. He spells the same, but he says Lewis, so it's cool. So what do you say about his haircut? Those haircuts
so he's got really, those haircuts are both mullets.
They are mullets, but I actually think that when you say a mullet to a client, it can actually give them like a real old-fashioned connotation. They think of Mick Jagger, or they think of like Chrissy Hines or something. But actually when you say like a cub cut and then you talk it through, it actually gives you another point of reference, which I think is really cool. That's a good way to do it, I think. So
there you go. On her Instagram, yes, it's a mullet. Deal with it.
Yeah. I love it. It is a mullet, but cub cut sounds better, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And a haircut that never goes out of fashion, box bob. You had a really cool name for it. You were telling me earlier.
Yeah, well, there's a trend at the moment. They call it the bubble bob,
and that's just how it sort of fits the head.
Yeah,
I take it one length like a bubble.
Finishes around the jawline, and they actually put a little bit of graduation to soften to round the edges off at the back, keeping the front heavy. So it's just a bit of graduation. They call it the bubble bob. I love this. They call it the box bob. I love that length. For me, that's perfect, beautiful. And you can really look at that. That's just dressed out beautifully, isn't it?
Yeah.
Super and cool. Look how simple that is. Bit of mousse, bit of gel, a couple of clips, combed into shape. It just suits that look, And again, a great looking girl. But actually, I always say when I was talking to my assistants and training them, I still think sorry, start again. So to cut the bob really well, you have to know your way around a haircut. It's one of the most difficult things to get right, I think.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been in the supermarket and you look behind something with a bob, and you can just see there's a hole behind the ear, or it's uneven, or the graduation's off, or it's the hardest haircut to make perfect. You cut the square shape on a round head. It's one of the most difficult. It's one of the most simple looking, but it's not easy. No way.
No.
Put in the curly fringe, says Louis.
Yeah. Louis put a curly fringe in, and it looks really cool.
Cool.
Talking about curly hair, the curly bob, one of your favorites?
Yeah. I love texture and love curl. I think I fell in love with curl because my mum had curly hair, and that's why I learned cutting hair. I was on curly hair, and I've just permed one of my clients' hair to look just like this, actually.
Yeah,
and I love that texture. And Lisa and I, my wife, we've been out today with the kids. We were just down by and she was talking about, maybe I should have a perm, and this would be perfect for her. You know, I think it would be really cool to do something like this with texture, just because it's so easy, and you still have to work with it. It's you have to put an effort into it. You know, that's stacked out at graduation, beautiful. So yeah, curly bobs, curly wolf cuts. Are perms popular in the UK? Mark is asking. Great question. Thank you.
Great question.
They're not popular, but they're becoming more fashionable now. I've seen more lately than I've seen in the last 15 years. So they are becoming quite a thing to give texture and to add body and to give people that kind of lived-in look. So they are becoming, what do you say, Paul? Same in your salon?
Yeah, we're doing loads of perms, mate.
Cool.
Especially on guys. We're doing them loads on guys. On Saturday, one of my ladies, I had a son in last Saturday, and there was a guy having a perm, and she said to me this Saturday, she was like, "Oh, he's growing up. He wants his hair a little bit longer, but it's poker straight. He can't do anything with it." And he's seen someone having a perm, and he's really interested. I said, "Yeah, like go for it. Just you." As what people don't want, well, what they need to understand is you don't need to do a full-on perm all the way through rodded. You could do an inch, leave an inch, do an inch, leave an inch to start to create this sort of inbuilt texture in hair. So
back in the day, we used to do weave perms.
Yeah.
So you would take a section, you weave it out, then you would perm half of the section.
Yeah.
And you would do a weave and you left it out. It would create like a more. Do you remember? What were they called? It was a band. They sang Love Cats. What were they called? The Cure. There was something like back to me now, but he had kind of like, and that was like that was a weaved perm, you know, which he had.
Yeah.
So he was giving out body through, but the straighter pieces were sticking out through it all, you know. I think it was the Cure. It was the Cure.
Was it?
Love Cat. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Guys getting perms trending. Yeah. Same here, Mark. I think our guys tapping into perms. It is becoming a thing.
And Mark I think Mark's still in Chicago. He's specialized in curly hair.
Wow.
Where he's working now. So his Instagram is really nice to see all like for curly inspiration. So really cool. But this next trend is lots of layers.
It was the Cure. I just checked on Google. It was the Cure.
Was it? And this is one thing I just want to touch on because we're looking at it from your perspective, not a hairdresser, more like a client. But this trend being like lots of layers, like there's going to be structure to that haircut. But do you think you would describe that as lots of layers?
On that picture there?
Yeah.
No, I just think that's kind of a round layer, isn't it? All the way around. You almost a uniform layer. It's a uniform layer. I think it's a uniform layer, but it's left longer. You have to leave it longer. You have to give it some sort of weight. If you cut as a proper proper layered haircut, it would go into a fro, wouldn't it? Like a proper, shaft fro, you know, like something from way back when, you know.
You wouldn't be getting that parting down the middle.
Yeah. I love that type of texture anyway. We talked about this in lockdown, didn't we? About dealing with more like Afro-Caribbean hair, that type of stuff.
Yeah, remember? And do you remember we did that video and we pulled it after 7 minutes?
Yeah.
I was talking about that the other day. How weird's that?
Yeah. It's a bit controversial, wasn't it?
It was a bit controversial. And somebody said to me, he actually said he was a client and sitting in the chair. He's in the fashion industry. And he was saying, no, I get it completely. But obviously what he was saying, what we noticed or realized is we're not the authority to discuss that right now.
No, we got an opinion, but we don't think we have the authority on it. And I think you've got to be authentic and stick to what you know. You know, I don't like having to comment to things I don't know much about. I'd rather say, I'd leave that somebody else.
Well, we did know a lot about it because it was a case of that we wanted Afro hair to be really inclusive in the MBQ system and how there's an Afro hairdresser of the year, but there's a British hairdresser of the year, and it should just be one. If everything wants to be inclusive, that's what we were sort of talking about. and there should just be hairdresser of the year. Rick Roberts wins Afro hairdresser of the year a lot. He could be in the British hairdressing.
Yeah.
He could be British hairdresser of the year for doing Afro hair.
Yeah,
so
it shouldn't be separate.
Yeah.
And I think that, but it's Sophia Hilton saying that is all over that at the moment. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she's got all her staff now trained in Afro hair.
Yeah.
She's done it just over the last couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
And she's making a big thing around socials, which is fantastic. But
it is, yeah.
Like, we were talking about 2 years ago in the same vein, really. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, we were. And but yeah, again, we realized that we weren't the authority to really make a stand, but we're supporting it.
Yeah.
But just look at this haircut here. This is lots of layers, isn't it? This is like the butterfly haircut that's going about at the minute.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. But again, beautiful model, really suitable. Yeah, it's this it's really well done. That's a really well executed shapes. It's face framing. I actually love that.
The fringe is lovely on her.
Fringe is beautiful. She needs that fringe, that short with her features, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything longer would just worse. But she looks dead good. Lovely with that. And yeah, a lot of layers, a lot of over direction for that.
Yeah.
So that's really
right.
Cool.
Another name.
Curve cut. Yeah, which is kind of the butterfly haircut, really, isn't it?
Yeah, again, and there's like name Dom Seeley. He did the Joyco Defy Damage with me.
Yeah.
But the curve cut, I suppose, is a modern day Rachel butterfly cut. Again, it's what? Forward graduation, long graduation.
It's kind of a long breeze. We used to call it a breeze back in the day. It's a long breeze, basically. Again, depending on the over directions, how much layers you put in it, and how much disconnection you want to use. Yeah. Beautiful model. Curve cut. What do you think is going to be the strongest out of these?
Probably the curve cut. I don't know what is going on with this window now.
Do you think? I think younger people are getting more bold with their hair.
Well, they are, but if we're
I see a lot more like the little cub cuts and all that with those. I think a lot of these like teens who are going into 20s now, they become into tweens. They kind of they don't want to have the long glam stuff. They want to have the fashion stuff. And I think it's changed, like I think the way that they view themselves is a bit edgier. Culturally, everything's changing. I think less Kardashians now, I think,
Yeah, so definitely. But again, it's regional.
I think it's more for me, it's more fashion forward now. And I think we're seeing a lot more. Well, I'm definitely seeing more of those type of haircuts anyway,
Yeah, but you're in a city, aren't you? Like I'm in a little market town.
Yeah. Pixie crops. Yeah. See a lot of that. And that's what I mean. I think these the kind of the early 20-somethings, this is what they do in. They express themselves more, I think there's maybe out of frustration, maybe out of like boredom. But you see a lot more of that, Oh, Breitling. Are we going to be sponsored by Breitling?
Yeah, they're in the post.
They said it's on each. Yeah,
I think it's the adverts that are playing havoc with the images loading.
Yeah. Beautiful that.
Yeah.
Haircut. Super nice. Yeah, that's big graduation, big layers, big equal layers, forever. Really nice.
There's Lauren.
Who's that?
She Bruno's just used her for British.
Yeah,
I think used her last year, yeah. But she was one of the models for Alpha Italia as well.
Oh right, she's beautiful.
Yeah, really good model.
Lovely colour, beautiful haircut.
Yeah, James Earnshaw, he cut her hair off from long to short, and she's been blonde, she's been pink, I think she's been blue.
Nice, very nice. Cool haircut.
Really cool haircut.
Oh, now that's a bit of me, that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. I like that really undone, less styled version,
Yeah.
Love that. Beautiful
Naughty
shape.
bangs when it starts to come in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, these are still massive. Been doing these for a while.
Yeah. But again, I think with trends, once these adverts load, we'll get the image properly. But I think what happens is, because we look so far ahead at things, we've been doing these fringes and everything for so long that Glamour magazine are just saying that it's big now. This is the thing; it becomes a bit of a salon staple 2 years down the line. But then we're already looking at the next thing.
The next thing, yeah. True. Yeah, and I think they got a point, and I think that I wouldn't say again. When you start, we all hairdressers, not just us, a lot of hairdressers. I should see a lot of these type of shapes and fringes, and they don't really focus on that because their hair's up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really say it's a nice kind of grown out fringe. That's kind of almost a curtain bang type of thing, heavy, but it looks really cool. Same here, yeah. Again, with an updo, isn't it? It's pulling that front out with the updo.
Yeah.
Face framing, opening up the areas where you need to open up. So there's a lot of things going on there. But again, nothing brand new there, I don't think. And
no.
I don't really think it's a trend per se. I just think that's what people are doing with their hair these days.
Yeah.
So, but I do think it's going to be, that's kind of an ongoing theme. I definitely love the club cut, massive. Box bob's never going to go away. That the curve, that long breeze, still doing loads of that. Or the butterfly haircut, really. That's how I would frame that. And that's how it is. So, but you want to talk about color, right?
Yeah, I'm just setting it up as we speak. So I'm just going to jump on to the next bullet, and then we'll intro it. So let me just bring up the comments as well. Jess said hello. Hi, Jess. And Mark is laughing at the names, what they come up with.
Because of these names, but I think it sounds like it is kind of amusing. I would definitely agree, but I think it does sometimes help. Like I said, there's attachments to older names. Yeah. And if you've used things like like a mullet or whatever, they can have, like, I never use the word razor now when I'm using my I use a razor, I call it a feather blade,
Yeah.
Because if you say a razor to a client, it freaks them out sometimes.
Same with thinning scissors. I call them like soft cuts.
Yeah, I call them a razor shear. Yeah. I use my razor shears because they don't want to hear the word thinning scissors because they've probably had a bad experience.
Yeah.
And I try to lead them away from that bad experience. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of attachments to things like razors and to like thinning sheets. Oh, don't put the thinners on me. Like, okay, I'll just use my razor shear instead.
Yeah. Like it is. Bad experiences. People have thinned the hell out of people's thick hair and they're left with nothing on the ends. It's all compact on the root. And it's like, oh no, don't use them on me. It's re-educating that. Yeah. It's come a long way since then, but there's still people who really need to educate.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, talking about color trends. So color trends for 2023. First one that popped up, again, we've jumped on instyle.com. These are places where we tend to look. So we're sort of correlating with clients that come into the salon. And then when clients come in consultation, jump on Google, type in some color trends, and we can have a little discussion as to what is hot right now, but also different tones and everything like that. So this first one that popped up was copper. And well, we're doing a lot of coppers in salon at the minute, a lot of sort of redheads, deep reds, that sort of thing. And it's surprising because it used to be the cliche thing of when it comes to summer, everyone goes lighter and goes blonde.
Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of coppers coming into the salon.
Yeah. That's a quite a cool look. I actually quite like the color.
Yeah.
Oof.
Vamp. Is that Dua Lipa? Yeah.
Yeah. She got extensions in, definitely.
Yeah. But
she's amazing. I just love Dua Lipa.
Onks brunette.
She's incredible.
Yeah. But it's
more gold.
Pardon?
Everything she touches turns to gold. She's just immaculate.
Yeah, she does. And like that look.
She's still about 24 or 25. She's under 25 anyway. She's still really young.
Yes, super young.
When she did the one, she released one when she was 17. the first single.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, crazy. Yeah, she looks great there.
yeah. But
Onyx,
very sort of Wednesday Addams.
yeah, yeah, really. Yeah, it's almost like a Dita Von Teese thing, isn't it, going on there?
Yeah, very vamp.
Yeah, I
But
like
again,
it.
what's quite nice to see for once with color trends is we're on the first two trends, and we're not talking about balayage.
No, so we'll go back to global.
We're talking about global,
Yeah,
which I'm very happy about. And there's going to be different ways to be able to make global colors. Look, I was talking to you about my course, wasn't I, that I was talking about? And there's going to be ways in which global colors can be very interesting. But when it comes to something that's just timeless and really low maintenance with a degree, it's global colors.
Yeah, and they can look fantastic with the right. Again, maintenance is crucial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oof.
But then we jump on to Beyonce and we're talking bronze hues. And again, yes, she's probably got a bit of face frame in there, as you can see, money piece. She's got some blonde pieces, but we're not using the term balayage, which I'm really happy about because
face frame is fine, I think, and she's got that extra bit of lift in the front.
Yeah.
But the tone on that is gorgeous, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And the tonality on that front and brightness plays off of her skin tone. Super, super nice. And I like how it's bronze.
I think when you go back to when I first met you, you were talking about using the same type of color techniques as a makeup artist would, using triangular panels and stuff, and to use putting where the highlighter is to get the highlights. That's exactly what that color is showing off there, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's almost colored to the makeup artist's eye, really, to where to put your highlight, where to bring your highlighter out, and where to give it depth and dimension, and add those different steps. So I love that. I love how that's done. But again, something you were talking about 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, and it's nice that you start to see it coming to sort of market now, because when you're sort of trying to predict trends and trying to when we're educating actually, wherever we educate, and we're sort of putting these techniques and everything across, they're a little bit alien because it's a bit, oh well, I've never seen this before, and it's like, no, that's why we're doing it. We're trying to add new techniques and new ways of doing stuff, because you never know what's around the corner. And yeah, they sort of flourish into these.
Yeah. Cool.
So sandy brown, and that is the definition of when people come in and say, oh, my hair's a horrible color, it's just mousy brown. But look at how nice it can look.
Yeah. That's gorgeous. Great haircut.
Yeah, the haircut's lovely.
Depth and those some highlights just popping here and there, really nice, aren't they?
Yeah, like that could possibly be like a back comb ombre, back comb balayage technique, and then you've got that deep root. I mean, what I was talking about this as well. So with our quick toners, it's with Joico, I would probably back comb to add brightness in there, but keeping some dimension and depth. And then once we're going to tone, I'd use the quick tone violet and sand, and then every 5 minutes start to rinse from bottom to top.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be getting those lighter pieces through the mids and ends, and then you're going to get that deeper root.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, that's lovely. Next one is teddy bear blonde.
Teddy bear blonde.
See these names? I don't know who comes up with the names.
I don't know if I've ever seen a teddy bear blonde. I don't even know. I've never seen a blonde teddy bear, I don't think.
Well, no, I haven't. And I wouldn't really know where that inspo comes from, to be honest. I would never reference a blonde being sort of like teddy bear blonde. The only reference I could think of it like teddy bears would be sort of honey.
Yeah.
From
when you were a kid, you had those teddy bears though, and they were like fluffy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're looking at more. So it's more of a yellowy color rather than it being a pale color,
Yeah. I mean, she looks very good. I was just about to say about the makeup, the tonality of it all. Really nude lip, that little brightness in the eye, plays off of her skin tone and her hair, beautifully. And the top, she's got those little flecks of yellow in her top. She's got the little bit of around her eyes.
Really cool. It all ties in, doesn't it? It's really good. I like
Cinnamon.
that because everything else is quite yellowy, and they put a silver necklace around there, which I really like.
Yeah, they could have gone with gold.
Yeah.
So we're talking cinnamon latte brunette, and again, this is something I was doing.
Yeah.
What 2019?
2019. Your barista artista.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that collection. Really good.
Yeah. Again, it's funny, isn't it? 2 years down the line. Is it 2 years? No.
Yeah. 4.
4. 4 years down the line. But again, it just shows you how when we're talking about trends and that, it's just timeless.
Yeah.
But that color's really nice.
Linking into things that people are familiar with,
Yeah.
Mark's laughing, teddy bear blonde, laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's giving people references points, like you said, this cinnamon latte. So it's going to be kind of that warm, milky color, warm, dark, milky color. Nice,
Well, that's the thing when talking hair color with clients. Like, gone are the days where you probably still get people that do it, but 7N. Do you want a 7N? And it's like
that happens way more than you give anybody credit for. That always happens.
Yeah, but
unfortunately,
something that I've tried to push since I've been with Joico is picking. I remember doing a live. It was a 3V webinar with David Murray, and I think it was during lockdown, and I went for a walk, and I was literally looking at the floor, just having a wander, and I was talking about how I got my inspo from makeup industry and stuff like that, and then I started talking about cement, like crazy paving and all that sort of thing, and seeing all these different textures and stuff in the floor, and just taking inspiration from everywhere. But this is the thing, people, when you're talking about hair colors, if you say about everyday things, people know.
They can relate to it straight away. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I got that.
Let's have a look at the next one. Tanned peach blonde, Little Kim.
Yeah.
And this was again, like most people probably been coloring like this. I've been doing apricots and peaches for a little while, and with Joico we lost 10NC, which was like my go-to color for those sort of to be able to mix it. Yeah, and when we lost it, again, it just comes down to formulation. I mean, we've got Vero that we can literally create anything with, but it was just nice that 10NC gloss. You could have little pops of it running like her hair is there. That's probably a little bit darker, maybe a 9, maybe an 8 on her blonde hair, but yeah, the 10NC was just a really nice overall toner for apricot peach sort of color.
I think that's the difference between like the European market and the US, isn't it? Like in Europe, we would use the 10NC quite a lot, and in the States they probably didn't, and so then it gets axed.
Yeah,
it gets chopped from the portfolio, which is it's kind of we're at the behest of USA. Really, that's what the brand is, and they look at there's a massive kind of market there in the US, and so they cater their market, and I just wish they'd just look a little bit further to the Europe as well to see what's applicable in Europe.
See what's trending.
Yeah.
Or what's up and coming, because when they dropped 10NC, I was probably putting 10NC in I don't want to put a percentage on it, but a lot of my clients' hair.
Yeah.
And as soon as it went, I was just like, right.
Okay.
What are we going to make now? It's like they loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it comes to it where you're like, oh, right. Okay. We've got to come up with something else, and it might be a little bit different, but we need to just roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Always.
So this one is Cool Champagne Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
So the champagne being that sort of yellowy sort of color. I bet it was quite difficult to find hair that looked healthy that had silver in it and yellow.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at,
do
you know what I was going to say? Yeah, it's hair that's unhealthy, where you've got that yellow banding, you've got yellow pieces, but there's that overtone of violet or ash. And this trend, I don't think I'd probably do this, because I think it would make hair look a little bit cheap.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, having yellow and silver in the hair just looks, unless it's braided like that and worn like that, absolutely. But if we were to do something where someone, say, had a golden root into silver ends, I think it would look dreadful. It just, the lift wasn't there, it would look like. And if it was the other way around, it would look like the roots were lifted to white, overtoned, and the ends didn't take.
And in all honesty, I think that's what's probably happened there. And I think those are like braided extensions, aren't they?
Yeah.
They use a different colour to the natural hair. And you get in the pop of yellow from the natural hair, and then you get in the braided extensions then, you know.
Bit clutching at straws for a trend.
Yeah. I wouldn't go with that so much.
No.
Paul is brutal with the champagne plant.
Well, you got to be when you're looking at these trends. But what do you think, Mark? Would you do that? So where I suppose it would work quite nice is on curly hair. I think if somebody had naturally curly hair and you had a few different tones playing off, but I just, for me, it's a no.
It's a bit of a stretch, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hope all those trends have helped you. If you want to ask any questions or comment after this has gone live, put them down below. Again, if you're watching this, please like it, love it, share it, and we'll get on to the final topic tonight, which is our online academy.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's right under you, so you can start.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
So online academy, there's a lot of people that are doing online academies, and from lockdown, I think there was a lot of people who become educators in their own right. And they want to educate. One of the biggest things for me was how many creative courses came out of lockdown. And I think as an industry, we really need to be concentrating on the grassroots. Coming from a football background, I think grassroots level of hairdressing is what needs addressing. And that bridge between qualifying to salon floor can seem like a huge step, but in reality, it's just a few techniques that you need to know and understand. And there's a what 4 to 7 haircuts that you need to really nail. And then there's color techniques, which if you've come from college, you can already foil, you can already global, you can already blend. So I think there's sort of like 3 or 4 more color techniques that really need to take you to that level of salon floor ready. And that's something that me and Ian have been developing. So we've got an online academy coming very, very soon. And it is bridging the gaps from qualifying to salon floor, and then from graduate stylist to senior stylist, and then from senior stylist to platform artist, is where we're sort of going into, we're filling the gaps.
Yeah, and I think what we were kind of aware of, like especially after lockdowns and everybody was turning to digital and going online and stuff and doing their own programs. There's a lot of Me Too out there. There's a million blonde courses, a million balayage courses, you know, all professing to be the best blonde you'll ever learn. And we kind of didn't want to be Me Too, so we wanted to look in a slightly different way. And I think it's about true education, as Paul says. It's like hand-holding and helping to build people's confidence from going from a student into like a salon floor, or if you're a salon floor and just qualified to go in onto the floor for the first time, it's where you get your hand held, and we'll give you like 4 or 5 techniques which are like, once you nail them down, they will stay with you for the rest of your career. So we want to build that and then help you build your column. And then, for the next one is for the really successful stylist who's ambitious, who wants to become a platform artist with a brand. So it's about helping to support them and tell them, how simple it is to be able to do those things. Simple, or my mantra is simple. It doesn't mean easy, but there's a simple process. I'm just giving people the process now to do it. And now I've done it, how Paul's done it. I've got 25 years experience as a platform artist. So, Paul, you've got 10 years as a platform artist. Yeah. So it's a lot of experience between us of how we did it. And actually our pathways were very similar. So we were very lucky, but also we put ourselves in a position to take advantage of the luck when it came our way, I suppose you'd say that.
Oh, for sure. And like we were saying, seeing all these courses come about and everything, but nobody really paying attention to the ones who are the future. and they're always sort of dismissed. It's like, oh, they can't be bothered to learn. They don't want to do this, don't want to do that. Whereas if you put like over the, we first of all, we were looking at over the shoulder mentorships, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we would be over the shoulder, just making sure everyone was good for you. We could do that digitally. There's going to be like one-to-one sort of situations as well that we can offer. But the whole thing was just developed into filling these little gaps that we see as salon owners that people really struggle with. One of the biggest things that I see with my team, it's like when they're say a graduate stylist or a senior stylist, when you say, look, you're doing amazing, you're fully booked up until here, I really think you need to step up to that next level. And it's such a scary thing for them. That reason for it's just high expectations from clients. They're charging a bit more. They don't want to lose clients. How can they maintain the client base that they've already got without sort of alienating anybody? But that's where those little aspects need to come in, where it could be how to tone hair, just a bit better.
Yeah, I think your knowledge will always get rid of fear anyway. The more you know, the less fear you have, and those things. It's like we're giving those people those inside track information.
Yeah.
So it takes away the fear, really, because what people lack sometimes when they make those jumps is confidence.
Yeah.
So you want them to feel confident when they do it, and they feel that they've got their portfolio, they've got their knowledge, and that just gets rid of all of the fear then to move forward, because that's what actually incapacitates people, and it's people because they're afraid to try anything, and then that's when the worst things then. And viewing failure as a learn, you've not failed, you've just learned something new, you've just had a real great learning opportunity. So I think turning those situations where you think, oh, I didn't get that right, or I didn't do that, I did that wrong. It's about, okay, cool, that's a great learn. Now, what have you learned from it? So it's not ever failure. It's only about learning. So and you've got to take those risks, when you are learning, when you put yourself out there, definitely.
Yeah, when you talk about that, and I've always sort of said about this was something Chris Moody said to me when I was at Redken, and he said about mistakes. It's like all the mistakes we make in life. He says all we've got to think about is it's just a missed take it again. And then when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, just do it again.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's like you can't just. I know so many people who've tried something once, it failed or didn't work for them, or the outcome wasn't what they wanted, and they never do it again.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, that's really brutal with yourself. If you could never teach a child that, you'd always teach a child, oh well, you didn't get right this time, so let me show you how to do it. Let me get you would get the child to try it again and again until they got it, wouldn't you? Riding a bike, because you fall off first, and as we get adults, it's the fear of that one fail, or that fear of that one thing that kind of like makes you look like a bit of a klutz.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what other people think, because they talk, okay, people are going to talk, but worst case scenario, people talk about it, they'll talk about it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they'll move on to something else anyway, so.
Yeah, and talk about that as well with content. I mean, me and Ian have developed a course called Cut Color Content, and it's the content part is something that we can develop as well, because you just saying that's one of the biggest things that scares people about getting into YouTube.
Yeah.
And the fear of people talking about them and say, oh, who do they think they are?
Who do they think they are? Yeah.
Filming themselves every day and showing people what they know. And
I had that exact experience, you the one who said, no, just do it.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember when I was getting criticised?
Yeah.
I was like getting bad comments on some work. I was deleting them. And you were like, no. And then you told me how to deal with them. And like, that changed everything. Now I welcome negativity. Like, come on, bring me in all negative stuff, because and it doesn't really, I don't know if you ever heard of a speaker called Brené Brown. Have you heard of her?
No.
Oh my God. After this, or anybody's listening, if you've listened to this and you're afraid or you're uncertain about something, please go on YouTube, type in Brené Brown, the man in the arena speech. And it basically says, unless you're in the arena with me, dirty and bloodied from all your efforts of trying, then you're the only person I'm going to listen to. If you're sat outside the arena in the cheap seats, giving me your advice and telling me what to do, and you're not in there with me, or you're criticizing me, you're not a part of the equation.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. It's like, only listen to people who've been there, done it, have suffered, because they're the only ones who could understand what you're going through. And if somebody in the cheap seats throwing abuse your way, they just in the cheap seats, eating their popcorn, they're like in their comfort zones, where you're actually out there trying to do something. So unless you're dirty, bloodied and bowed from your efforts, please don't tell me what to do. I love that. So if you got a chance to read it, or just go to see it, it is incredible.
All
and it's like a 10-minute speech, but it's a quote from, I think it's from one of the Roosevelts in America, who said about, about man's endeavor, and only when you get to that place can you offer somebody criticism, only if you've done it yourself. I love that. Brent Abraham.
Cool. I think that's a great point to finish up, mate.
Thank you, mate. I like that. You know me. I like to read these things, these motivational stuff. And I love all that. Yeah.
And I don't. I like to listen to people telling me that they've read it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so the Online Academy, we're over to launch in about June, Paul, I think, right? June.
Hopefully.
So we're obviously working on all the content now, but yeah, honestly, it's not a Me Too Academy. It's a brand new academy. You'll see things there that nobody else will show you or share with you, and it's really is like the most comprehensive thing you could do if you're an aspiring artist, and it's nothing like. I don't think there's any balayage, Paul, right?
No, there's no balayage, but there's ways in. This is one of the things that I taught my new ones coming through. There's a way of creating balayage, but there's a different. It's just a different mythology into creating it. So it's your understanding of where you've come from college, doing what you've done at college, but then turning it into a balayage. So there's all that sort of thing. So
and literally get your hand held the whole way, which is what we want.
Yeah, like WhatsApp groups. There's like you've got access to our WhatsApp. There's Facebook group. There's
a private group. Yeah, a private group.
Yeah. So it's everything and everything that I would want from an academy. And if I was wanting to make a mark in the industry and didn't really have a mentor, it's something that I'd have researched and found and been like, oh, okay. Like I've got someone's got my back.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I've worked with several mentors.
Yeah.
They've all had massive impact on me. And that's what it is really. This is almost like a mentorship program, but it's not an academy to help you get to the next level or whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
So, cool. Mate, on that note, as you say, that's episode 7.
That is.
Yeah.
Episode 7. And it's bank holiday again next week. So
coronation.
What, 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you, Ian.
And have a great rest of the week.
Yeah. Take care, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.